Adult education and training play a significant role in supplement to the ordinary education system in Denmark. Adult learning, adult education and lifelong learning have been in focus for a long period of time and are still relevant in order to ensure an increased number of well-qualified employees capable of working with the green and digital transitions. The participation rate of adults aged 25 to 64 in education and training activities were 20.7% in 2020. The rate has been declining since 2010, primarily due to economic growth and a low unemployment rate. When we differ between high-skilled and low-skilled participants in education and training activities, we see that high skills are more represented. We also note that the low-skilled participate more compared to the EU level. The social dialogue is presented on national, sectoral and local level in Denmark. On a local level, we see 40% of the Danish enterprises having a union representation compared to 10.4% on EU level. The Danish National Report have a focus on the plastic sector. The plastic sector includes many different types of companies and the sector are generally focused on recycling. The National Report identifies different challenges based on the case study and desk research. The report also presents recommendations for policymakers, social partners and companies and other stakeholders. The Danish adult education and training system as we know it today was established in the 1950s with a focus on upskilling the workforce due to a high unemployment rate. The fundamental principles and objectives of adult education and training have remained consistent since then. The system has undergone different reforms, and these are parts of the national tripartite agreements between social partners and the government. The Danish labour market model is characterized by a high degree of flexibility and security, in which the state and social partners play a crucial role. The social partners are responsible for fostering motivation among employers and employees, particularly regarding stimulating demand for education and training among those who are least educated. The recent policy framework was made in tripartite agreement in 2017. The tripartite agreement highlights the complications posed by globalization and technological advancements. The tripartite agreement is based on inputs from social partners and the National Council for Adult Education and Continuing Training, representing different unions, companies and experts. In the tripartite agreement, social partners agree on how to prioritize adult education and training financially through different initiatives, policies and practices, and these should increase the participation rate. The national tripartite agreement aspires sectoral social partners to negotiate on how adult education and training should be prioritized in the specific sector. These committees are called Continuing Education Committees, and their primary responsibility is to agree on the specific shared competence descriptions of adult education and training within the specific sector. When the shared competence description is agreed upon, the education providers are engaged in making sure the supply of the education and training is fulfilled. The education providers use local education boards to make sure the local trade union departments and the local companies are represented. In order to study the impact of the social dialogue on adult learning and education in the plastic sector, we referred to a qualitative methodology based on semi-structured interviews conducted with companies, social partners and stakeholders within the sector. The interviews took place in the period November 2022 to January 2023. The social partners are represented in continuing education committees. The role of the social partners is to ensure that the education and training offered remained up to date with the latest industry trends. Social partners stay informed about new regulations at the national and EU level that might impact the labour market skills requirements and strive to stay ahead of such developments. A significant obstacle lies in encouraging participation in training activities, which requires close dialogue among social partners. Trade unions educate their representatives to assist and support employees with the administrative and motivational aspects of participating in adult education and training programs. Employers' organizations actively encourage employers to make long-term investments to meet future regulations that might affect their businesses. The companies represented in the case study are both larger companies with facilities in different locations worldwide. Both companies work with a sustainable perspective and need more qualified employees to make sure they reach their sustainability goals. In order to keep a track of the skills of the employees, both companies work systematically and structured with adult learning to map the skill of their employees. One of the companies have made their own platform to get a simpler overview of a course catalog relevant for the employees. The company have also made adult education and training part of their KPI on management level. Both companies use public schemes and are represented in different committees on sectoral and local level. In terms of policy recommendations to increase the participation in adult education and training, the national report highlights 4 recommendations. The first recommendation is the implementation of a systematic assessment of the labor market and skill requirements. This systematic assessment should focus on developing the necessary initiatives for upskilling of the workforce to meet the demands of the green transition. The second recommendation is to enhance the flexibility and autonomy for education providers to improve quality. Education providers in Denmark are bound by regulations which can hinder them. Furthermore, in order to effectively teach the latest technologies, it is crucial to upskill educators. The third recommendation is to establish a comprehensive support system for small and medium-sized enterprises. This system would assist SMEs in identifying relevant courses, applying for subsidies, and systematically plan their education and training activities. The last recommendation is to generate more transparency for the employees. Most employees in the plastic sector are covered by the Industrial Collective Agreement and are entitled to 10 days of education and training per year. This should be more transparent. Conclusively, the primary objective of adult education and training in Denmark is to foster a flexible labor market capable of adapting to the complication posed by globalization, digitalization and sustainability. However, Denmark has faced challenges within its adult education and training system since 2010, with a decline in participation due to economic growth, as many companies struggle to allocate time and resources for employee training. Various tripartite agreements have proposed different initiatives. The initiative aimed to lower barriers to attendance and increase incentives for companies to upskill their employees, such as through higher subsidies, simplified administration, and improved access to other education opportunities. Regulating the adult education and training system requires the active involvement of social partners at the national, sectoral, and local levels. The social partners are involved in all 3 levels and are working on encouraging both employees and employers through different initiatives.